Good morning, how are we all doing today? Happy Monday. Excuse me, my lighting is absolute shit, so we'll just have to live with it, with what it is. How are we all doing? Did we all have a good weekend? I had quite a nice weekend. Highlight of it again was Dungeons and Dragons on Sunday evening. I do love my Dungeons and Dragons games, but I'll kind of blather about that as we go on. My plants, these guys, the one in the middle and the one on this one here, I was talking about them the other day, and I was saying how I was worried about them dying because I had the big one's the original plant, and when I repotted it, I took some of the root ball off and split it so I could propagate, and then I would have two of these plants. Since I did that, it kind of went flat, and I was getting really stressed about it. But they perked up, so yeah, they perked up. I'm really happy. I'm sorry I keep looking towards Streamlabs instead of my camera, and it's really bad. I'm going to try not to do it. Anyways, yeah, so today's plan is to continue working on the Labrador pet portrait. I think it's close to being finished, and if we finish it, I will then make a start on my March doodah bullet journal cover page, because February's quite short, March will get here before we know it, so I might as well get that started just now. And once I've done that, I will then do the second of the 4 parts of this pet portrait thing that I'm working on just now. Big plans. Yeah, so before on Mondays, on Sundays sometimes, but usually Mondays anyway, start of the week, I always draw an oracle card or a tarot card or something like that, and I usually write about it on my blog or stuff. I haven't written about it yet because this morning's just been one thing after another. I was writing another blog about something else that came into mind. Anyways, so this morning I used the, see if you can see it, the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. It's not a deck I use often, and the reason is really simple. The cards are circular shaped, and they are a pain in the arse to shuffle and to move through, and it makes them, it's a really like physical deck, difficult physical deck to work with, which seems really silly. And then like the contents of the deck are like, that's a whole other level of difficulty. So it's not a deck I use that often. Anyways, I decided to use it this morning, and I drew the Venom card. Now, the Venom is part of the tools that are in the deck. The deck split up into like, I think like people, places, tools, that kind of stuff. So this is from the tools section. And the Venom is kind of like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Like poison in certain doses, in lower doses, can actually be medicine in some regards, and people react to different things in different ways. And for me, it speaks to me about how I'm kind of anxious a lot at the moment, especially regarding COVID. And I do have a habit of lashing out at people who have opinions about scientific facts that I disagree with very strongly, because they are wrong, right? There's no getting around the fact they're wrong. COVID is real, vaccines help, but you know the drill. But I have a habit of kind of lashing out at people and being kind of venomous towards them, and there's no need for it, you know. I had that happen to me a lot when I was growing up, like being lashed out at for no real reason, and I'm doing it again. It's a It's a learned behaviour and I want to stop it. It's a cycle I want to break. Yeah, so I'll write a bit more about it later on today. I'll add it to my Buy Me a Coffee blog later on. So today, while I'm working, let's switch over to my work setup. Here we go. While I'm working, I am going to kind of blether about Dungeons and Dragons for a bit because I love Dungeons and Dragons. And then I'm going to talk a wee bit about mental health stuff because that's what I was writing about this morning. And then I was listening to a really interesting podcast called, I need to get the title right, Tales from the Rabbit Hole, which is, it's a conspiracy theory podcast, but it's a wee bit different from the usual kind of stuff that I come across. So I think that might be quite cool to chat about. So anyways, let's have a recap of the art. Let's see. So I started inking it and I'm trying to decide if I should make the inking round the eyes darker or if I should make the inking round the rest of it lighter. Does anyone, apart from Lucy, who's wrecking my room, my cat, she comes in and wrecks the room. Like, the room's a mess and she thinks she's tidying it, but she's actually making it worse. So does anyone have an opinion? I think I might try making the eyes darker. I'll try doing it on a sketch. So we don't need the sketch. We'll need to make a archive folder. Get that out the way. So we don't need the sketch. I can go into archive. Oh, I forgot to bring up my reference photo, dearie me. Desktop. Don't mind all the crap on my desktop. We'll choose black and white one. There we go. Okay, that good popper. Move that one to my second screen. Oh, maybe. There we go. Cool. Right, okay, I now have a reference photo. I'll need to move it over a bit because it's taking over that bit of my screen a wee bit much. Oh my goodness. I've got two screens, right, and it's only recently I've got two screens. And I really want a third screen now because it's really useful having screens everywhere. I just don't have the desk space or the budget. Right, cool. Sorted. So what I'll do is layer, new, layer, ink, darker, eyes. Okay, so layer, no, I've got a new layer. What am I doing? I'm zooming in. Good grief. Okay, that might do it. Yeah. What do we think? What do we think? I need a second or third pair of eyes. I think we'll go with that. Okay, so I'm going to outline it now. View, oh not view, layer, yeah, layer. Black, outline. Nope. So, coolies, right now I'm into it. Kind of know what I'm doing. So last night I played some Dungeons and Dragons with my D&D group, and it's really good. We've got a it seems weird now, we brought in a guy from outside our group to run a campaign for us, to DM for us, but I think now he's part of the group. I hope he sticks with us, he's cool. I'd like him to stay on, like even as a player once the campaign's done. So we're doing... oh, I can't remember what the campaign's called. I think it's like a pre-made one. It's something to do with the Frost Maiden up north in 10 Towns. There's lots of stuff going on. And it's a lot of fun. It's kind of nice playing without having to worry about stressing about a campaign, because I'm not a good DM. I have a bit of fun with it when I'm doing my own thing, but when I try to follow like an actual pre-written campaign, I just can't hold it together. Just like I don't know how to prepare for it. I don't know how to thingy it. You know. I'd love to learn, because it would be kind of cool, because it's unfair to expect a DM to DM all the time. I mean, unless they really enjoy DMing, then that's fine. Something I don't get, but here we go. So anyways, last night we were following a guy who was killing... he was killing citizens of 10 Towns. Don't quite know why, but it seemed to be people who were dodging a lottery. Some of the towns have a lottery where they sacrifice people to the Frost Maiden in an attempt to appease her. Obviously not working, the town's still stuck in perpetual winter. And some people paid to dodge this lottery. But it turns out some of these people are being killed. And they were being killed by this guy who, although the DM told us his name, we don't actually know his name. So we were just calling him Blue Eyes because he had blue eyes. We were following him and we got into a fight which my character did not want to do, because although she's impulsive, she's anxious, and so we got into this fight and it felt like it was going to be like a TPK. Thankfully it wasn't. We actually killed the guy, and I don't know if my character felt this way. Like, so we killed the guy, right, and our party thought he was dead, but he actually revived and started fighting again, and we killed him a second time. You know, as you do when you're fighting magical people in Dungeons and Dragons. But when he died the first time, I don't know if it was my character, because my character was a dire wolf, and she doesn't have a lot of control over herself when she's in her animal form. She's not got used to them yet, so she kind of gets a bit of a blood frenzy going on. But when Blue Eyes died the first time, I felt awful. Like, I didn't want him to die. I wanted to try and save him. I wanted to think, oh, maybe he's not a villain. Maybe there's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. Maybe we could help him, and which was interesting. But then he came back to life as an undead. He came back to life as an undead. What the hell even is that? I might have to do this as one line. Undo. So it was interesting that I felt like really bad, guilty killing someone, because our party isn't murder hobos. We have killed people, but it's not been totally intentional, you know. It's more about not realising how weak our opponents were, so like they die in one hit, which is really bad, but hopefully they'll forgive us. But yeah, killing this guy just felt awful. Well, for me, anyway. I don't know how my character feels about it yet. Because at the moment, my character just feels like really angry and frustrated with one of the other characters because he dragged us along and he's like, yeah, we can take him. And we nearly bloody didn't, you know. The only reason I survived is because I was in a direwolf form, and my direwolf form has substantially more hit points than my tiefling form does. You know? It was just anxiety ridden, you know. But having said that, as a player, it was fun to get into a fight, because we haven't got into a fight for a while. We've been doing a lot of like the kind of role playing and the mystery solving and all that kind of stuff has been a lot of fun. But it was nice just to get into a bit of combat last night, so that was good. Yeah. So that was fun. Yeah, it was just it's good. I love Dungeons and Dragons so much. Oh, good morning, Sluggius. How you doing? Good morning, Sluggius. That's a great name. Yep, doggy. Hold on, I'll show you the reference picture if you're still here. This is the doggy I'm drawing. What a good pupper. Yeah. You chocolate boy. So yeah, D&D last night was a lot of fun. It ran on a bit later than it should have done, but that's kind of what happens when you get into unplanned combat. I'm doing very sluggy, thank you. Also, good morning to you, though it's midnight for me. Oh, midnight? Oh my goodness. Oh dear. I was up past midnight last night here. I stayed up to watch a bit of the Super Bowl, but I just got too damn tired, so I ended up going to sleep after the first quarter. What am I doing? I'm undoing that brush tool because I'm not happy with how that line turned out. Oh. Midnight, whereabouts in the world are you? Midnight. that Australia? No, Australia's not quite midnight, is it? Oh, Super Bowl took me by surprise. I don't even know what the result is. Like I said, I stopped watching it, so I'm going to try and catch up with it later. It's okay if you spoil it. It's fine, because I'll probably get spoiled at some point between now and sitting to watch the BBC coverage. Like, I don't even know who was doing the halftime act, because I fell asleep at, what do you call it? Well, I didn't fall asleep. After the first quarter, I decided I was too tired. I'm yawning already. I just couldn't do it, so I'll try and catch up with it later. I'm not into sports, but I woke up to barbecue smoke in the morning, so I knew it was super. Love it. I don't know if like Super Bowl's actually a big thing in the UK. Like, I don't know if people really fuss for it or not. I watch it because my dad used to be really into American football, and my sister used to live in Boston, so she kind of supported the New England Patriots. So it's like Super Bowl frenzy with my family. But I don't really know if anyone else actually cares that much about it. Oh, too big, I can't deal with that. I need to do something a lot smaller. That's pretty sweet. I'm glad you enjoy things like that. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't follow it. Like, I'm not a sports person. I couldn't tell you what happens, like, during the football season. It's kind of cool just watching American football. Right, I need to try and tidy this up now. This is the bit where it gets difficult. Right, okay. So, where are you? Alright, okay, I've grouped the whole thing. Okay, that makes my life a bit easier. Where are you though? What's layer 2? I've got no idea what layer 2 is. Okay, so group 1, eraser, make you a bit bigger. View, zoom in, view, zoom in. Right, okay, I've not merged the group, that's the problem. Oh, are we going to do it? Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to merge the group. Oh, no going back. Oh! You could select the line art and erase everything around the colour to make life easier. Select the line art and erase. Can you erase stuff if it's not selected? I thought you had to have things selected to erase. Like, I've erased and that's Lucy, my cat, deciding to stomp in. Hey, what's it? Oh, she's off. Had a wee case of the zoomies there. A wee case of the zoomies. No, like, I thought you had to select a layer to work on it. Hey, Lucy Gussie, what's up? What's up? There's not really space for you up on the windowsill. Don't know if you can. You can't see her yet. Hold on. She's up on the windowsill. You have to trust me. And I'm waiting for her to knock over one of my plants. Oh, hold on a second. See if I budge this over, will it give your arse a bit more room? Like, there we go. How's that? You don't have to squash my plant. There's an option to select everything outside what you selected, but what I do is select things outside the line art part by part, depends on how complicated the shape is. I do use different software though. The elusive cat, yeah, she is actually quite elusive. I've got two cats. She's a bit more feral, she spends a bit more time outside, and although she wants cuddles, so she comes up to you and she'll cuddle you and she'll rub you and stuff, but if you try and pet her, she's having none of it. So she's one of those kind of cats. My other cat, James, he's just a cuddle monster. He'll sit on your lap and won't budge for hours. And he's a homebody, he doesn't go out. Well, he goes out for a potter in the garden every once in a while, but he doesn't wander. He was a house cat before he came to live with us, so he's a homebody, and I'm kind of grateful for that, because I always worry when they go out and about. Cool. Okay, we're getting there. So my main Dungeons and Dragons character is a tiefling druid. I love the way you textured the fur, by the way. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have no idea what I'm doing, basically. The way I kind of do the fur at the moment is I make the layers darker or lighter, and then I use an eraser to bring through the light things. Are you an art teacher? You give me helpful and easy to approach vibes. No, I am not an art teacher. I'm just someone who hangs about at home. Although I do appreciate the fact you think it's a chill stream. That's the kind of the point. It's just to hang out, you know. COVID makes you a bit kind of lonely and a bit loopy, so it's kind of nice just to hang out, and if people are making art at the same time, that's kind of cool as well. Right, so we'll group all the lines together. So we'll make a group for the line work. Line work. Cool. Put you above because that's my notes. Right, so layer, new layer. Watercolor. And it goes behind you guys, but we will make you invisible just now. So since most of this is kind of like purples and stuff, I wonder if a yellowy background might work. This is just a temporary background because I'm actually meant to do another 3 pet portraits and kind of combine them together to make one massive pet portrait. I'll just try that colour, see how we got on. Right, so brush. Bring me the watercolours. Da, 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 da. Keep my eyes peeled for the asterisk. There it is, puddle brush. Oh, that's a bit big. Oofed. Okay, we'll start with you. Right. D&D, I see, that's very cool. I'm too much of a social slug to play interaction-based games, but I'm glad people enjoy it and I have fun watching it, even if I don't get half of it. Yeah, that's how I got into Dungeons and Dragons. It was a friend of mine recommended a YouTube channel called Critical Role. It's just people playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I just get really into it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and then before lockdown happened, I kind of managed to get a group of people together who also wanted to try playing it. We're all beginners, we're all learning how to play together, and it's been a lot of fun. We've had to play online mostly, you know, we've not been able to get out and play as much as we'd want to. And that's okay. That's alright. No, I don't think that works. I don't think that works at all. So, back to the drawing board. Look at the size of that eraser, look at that, yes. Get rid of that. You can do it, computer, I believe in you. My computer doesn't have a lot of memory. Sounds cool, I'll keep Critical Role in mind. Yeah, it's good fun, it's good fun. So, Sluggace, are you actually a slug? What type of slug are you? I've got leopard slugs in my back garden, they're pretty cool. They hang about in my compost bin. Recently Star underscore uploaded a hilarious D&D animation, if you haven't heard. I have not, no, so Star underscore's your username. Okay, I'm just going to write that down on my bit of paper. Star underscore D&D animation. Do you think a cold colour? Yeah, I think you might be right. Okay, so let's go back to the blues. That might be a bit too dark. Well, if we start there, what does that look? Oh, oh, that's a big brush, right? No, I don't need to change size, this is fine. What do we think? I'm a regular garden slug. Nice. So, I have other types of slugs in my garden, but the leopard slugs are the most noticeable, and I quite like them because apparently they eat other slugs. So it means my garden doesn't get a lot of stuff eaten. Oh, you're following me! Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, it's really sweet. Yeah. So they're kind of cool. Except when you go out in the middle of the night to put your composting out and they're like shagging in your wheelie bin, you know. Because like they've got their penises in the back of their head and it kind of pops out and it's just like, dude, man, come on, that's a bit X-rated, mate. Okay, I think that might be enough. And I've got into the habit of putting a layer of splatters on my art just so people know it's mine. Oh, it sounds really weird. Looks pretty, yes, feed the big slug. One day I'll go out into my back garden and there'll be this just one giant slug that's eating all the other slugs. And I'll build a shrine to it. This giant slug in my back garden. Oh my god. Love it, love it. Oh, right. Now, I always put an asterisk next to the brushes I like. I used to try putting the brushes I like into a separate folder, but then it just got really confusing when I tried to find different brushes for different projects. Did I remember to put an asterisk next to the splatter brush that I liked? Bet I didn't. Bet I was an umpty and I found one that I liked and then I forgot to put a... I did. Oh my god, I'm such an umpty. Right, what brush did I think it was? I don't think it was it Poppy? Right, we're going to have to do a bit of experimenting here. I don't think it was that. Edit, undo. Undo. That's too close together, so edit, undo, edit, undo. They're still too close together. I wish I could remember what one it was. Edit, undo. That's close to it, but I don't think it was that. Edit, undo. Is it this one? No, it definitely was not that one. Edit, undo, edit, undo. Slug chain. Slugs all the way down. It's just slugs built on slugs built on slugs. That's my theory of the universe. It's slugs all the way down. It's still too close together. That might be it. Edit, undo. Oh Jesus, that's too big. What the hell, man? Right, try that one. Uh-huh. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Merge group. And then I'm going to create a new group. And put you in there. And put you in there. And I'm going to merge this group. And then I'm going to regret it because I've made a mistake. Edit. Free transform. Hey Lucy. What's up, you honey bun? Lucy is in a bit of a grump today. I don't know why. Right. Save you so I don't lose you. And now I'm going to try and find my... Not there. You have to excuse me while I browse on my folders. Because I'm so disorganized. Hey ho. Maybe it's in documents. Because of course I would put photographs in documents. Of course I would. That's weird. Okay, I'll look for that later. That's fine. So, Labrador picture is saved. And I will export it later off camera. You got it covered. That's how I fill backgrounds with stars. Yep. Oh, you got it covered. Never mind. Seems more natural this way. Also, forgive my awful typing. I'm in mobile. No problem at all. Like when I watch Twitch. Of a portrait series for my aunt. So I'm going to take a break from this series and I'm going to make a start on my bullet journal pages for March. That is the plan. So I'm going to take this opportunity to have a wee comfort break. I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. I might have a cake because I'm an adult and if I want to eat cake for breakfast, I will. Okay, so I shall be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, see you later. Bye. Hello, I am back again and I have my lovely cup of tea, and I will try to make more of an effort to remember to look at the camera instead of looking at my screen. Do you know what? I'm just so vain. I just can't help myself. I have to just look at my ugly mug in the corner of the screen all the time. So we've got about 50 minutes before I'm off. I do love a cup of tea. So 50 minutes. So I'm going to make a start on my March bullet journal. So I shall actually bullet journal. Fabulous. Cool. So I'm going to put in a guide. Yep. To help me see what I'm doing a bit better. View. Oh, not zoom in. View fit to screen is what I meant. There we go. Fit to screen. Image. Layer's what I meant to do. Layer. Layer. New. There. So, March, the end of March, we have the spring equinox, which is where equinoxes are when day and night are the same time. So there's kind of a balance vibe, you know, and we're just about to tip into spring and summer, which thank God, because to be honest, I've been a bit scunnered with winter. I mean, it's bad enough being stuck indoors because of the virus that should not be named, but being stuck indoors also because you get bad weather. Like, it's really hard going out at the best of times, so having some nice weather would be lovely. And things that are associated with the spring equinox are things that are also associated with Christian holiday of Easter. So you've got your flowers and your eggs and your Easter bunny, or the hare. So I think I'm going to do a hare as the main focus of my bullet journal page this month. So I'm just going to do a quick sketchy witchy doodah of my... Oh, excuse me. Oh, big yawn, oh my goodness. I'm just going to do a quick sketch. Which is not actually showing up on my layer, which is weird. Why is that not showing up? Because I'm drawing in white, that's why. Oh, Jesus Christ. Emma, honey, just don't leave the house. Just stay at home, or you can't cause any trouble, right? Just make you smaller just now. Well, I can't. Can I? Oh God. Oh no, I'm stuck. Okay, click out here. Okay, I think we're back in control. Got it. We're sorted, right? We're okay. We're alright. So, I was going to talk about mental health stuff. And a podcast I listen to. So I think I'll talk about the podcast first because it's a bit easier. So the podcast I listen to is called, I'm going to double check this because I keep forgetting it. So it's called Tales from the Rabbit Hole, and it's by a guy called Mick West, who basically debunks conspiracy theories. That's his kind of job. He's written a book about it, which I've not read because I've only just discovered the podcast, but I think I'll get the book. And I listen to a lot of podcasts about debunking conspiracy theories because there's so many conspiracy theories out there and they're just not fun anymore. They're dangerous. There's a lot of people I love, spreading dangerous lies that will cause a lot of harm to a lot of people if they don't pack it in. So that's why I listen to this conspiracy theory podcast. It's not that I believe in them, it's because you need to know your enemy and be armed to deal with them. I might need more space actually to draw, because here's our leggy boys. Actually no, we might be okay. So anyways, this podcast is quite different from other podcasts I've listened to about conspiracy theories, because Mick, he doesn't mock conspiracy theories, and he doesn't mock the people who believe in conspiracy theories, which is really interesting. He wants to meet people and he wants to get to understand them and know why they think what they think as he debunks. You know, it's a very person-centred way of challenging conspiracy theories. It's very interesting. The episode I was listening to last night was, I'm actually going to look it up. If you give me a second, I'll check on Spotify. Recently played. Episode 8, Sasha chatting with a flat earther. That's what it was. So, this episode here. And I forgot her name already. Oh my god. Sasha. I'm going to forget her name. Right. Sasha. Right. So, Sasha was interesting. Like, she was incredibly frustrating. Because whenever she was provided with facts that proved her wrong, she would just go, I'm not here to debate, and that's okay if you have a different opinion and all that kind of stuff. So the podcast itself was really frustrating in that regard, because this woman was completely closed off to reason, while at the same time being a curious person, but also claiming that basically she had an open mind and she'd take in all the evidence, when quite clearly she wouldn't, because if she did, she would know the earth wasn't flat. Anyways, so that was really frustrating. But she was also like a very sweet, very honest person who wasn't out to dupe anyone. Like, she wasn't like a fraudster or someone who's trying to cash in on conspiracy theories like people like David Icke do. So in that way it was really nice. And when Mick was speaking to her, Sorry, I'm just typing just now. He was very sincere, and like I think the two of them could be friends, and that was lovely. So, you know, I'm actually starting to tear up a wee bit just now thinking about it, because it's just so hard. Like dealing with people who believe such horrid and harmful things. Like flat earth in general, you know, is on its own is completely harmless. Unless of course these people start working in aviation or whatever, or start developing spacecraft, then we're in trouble, because the science won't work. But they're keeping to their YouTube channels and stuff and their occasional conventions. It should be okay. But okay. I don't know, it just it really hurts. Like, it hurts really bad that people I care about are just spreading really harmful stuff. It does, it breaks my heart. I've had to like really disconnect from people on social media because of it. I originally started by just like staying friends with them but unfollowing them. But it got to the stage where I was like, I can't even follow, like I can't even have you on silent because you're talking so much dangerous pish. And like you can't reason with these people, because whatever evidence you provide, they'll claim that's part of the conspiracy, or they'll shift the goalposts and start talking about something else. And like when people shift the goalposts like that, you know that they don't actually care about the reasoning behind what they believe. They just believe it, and you can't logic your way through to someone who feels that way. You can. It's not possible. So it kind of leaves you effectively you're stuck. You're stuck with a raving lunatic who you used to respect. In case you can't tell, I'm thinking about one person in particular, and I'm sure they know who they are if they're watching, but I don't think they're watching. You know, it was someone I used to really look up to, and like they inspired me to do a lot of the stuff I'm doing just now. For those of you that don't know, I'm a shamanic practitioner. I really need a better name for it because of cultural appropriation. If you can think of one, please let me know. I'm not a witch and I'm not a druid. Those two do not work. So yeah, what do? You can only point them to facts so much. Like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I don't know, it's pretty depressing. Anyways, that's not what I was meant to be talking about. I was meant to be talking about this podcast, Tales from the Rabbit Hole. It's worth listening to. It's very compassionate. And a lot of that's missing from discussions about conspiracy theories and debunking them. Yeah, I think it's very good. This is the awkward part now where I get silent and yeah. I just don't think there's any easy answers right now. Oh. And if we had easy answers, I think part of the thing about conspiracy theories is that the world, there is a lot of stuff inherently wrong with the world. That's it. The world is not a safe place full of good people who are only interested in the well-being of communities. It's not. It's full of dangerous people who want to exploit and take advantage of you at every available opportunity. And the government is not your friend, the state is not your friend, the police are not your friend. You've got people like, what's his face, Jeffrey Epstein, you know, like real monsters in real life, you know, it's not fairy tales, it's not the monster in the wardrobe or hiding under your bed or whatever, it's real people who are really dangerous, you know, and like, we've got climate change. Climate change is real. Don't at me. Climate change is real. My God, that face is ugly. That's only a face only a mother could love. Oh, dearie me. Well, we'll figure that out later. It's fine. Face only a mother could love. I've not heard that phrase in ages. Oh my God. I'm not sure how I feel about this full body sketch. I mean, I'm challenging myself to try and do full bodies instead of just face portraits, but it's really effing hard. I'm just not that talented. And that's okay. I know my limitations, that's fine. I'm assuming they have 4 toes. I'll need to look that up. You know, as much as I struggle with learning Photoshop, it's worth it just for the layers. Like, the layers are fantastic because I am such a messy creator. I'm messy in real life. Like, everything's just a mess. It's not just when I'm doing Photoshop. Oh, I'm just looking. Oh, that back leg looks gammy as heck, man. Oh no, 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 no. No. Let's just not do a full body. Let's do a face. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Lord, forgive me for the derpiness you're about to receive. Right, so and we'll switch the symmetry off just now, and we'll do another nail layer. I'm doing the opacity on the wrong layer, that's why it's not getting darker. Silly goose. There we go. So this morning I was writing a blog about an aspect of my mental health. I have borderline personality disorder. I prefer not to call it borderline personality disorder, but everybody knows what that is, so I prefer to call it emotional intensity disorder. Oh dear, I forgot to turn that opacity back up. Edit window. Yeah, that's sorted. No. Oh my god. Layers are hard. Right, okay, if I'm drawing on the right layer. Okay. And I've been kind of thinking about one part of my emotional intensity disorder, which is not shared by everybody who has the condition, because there are so many different things that go along with it. There's a lot of things that go along with it. Not everybody has the same diagnostic criteria. Part of the reason I don't particularly like borderline personality disorder as a diagnosis. Too vague. Anyways. So, what am I getting at? So, one of the criterion, I keep wanting to say one of the criteria, but I think it's one of the criterion is the correct. Anyways, right. So, one of the kind of diagnosis things is a kind of a lack of a sense of self, and that's something I experience often. Like I don't really know who I am, and like I find that who I am changes depending on who I'm with, and like I find myself having opinions and stuff that I don't, not that I disagree with them. It's not like I suddenly become like a rampant racist or whatever when I'm around racists, but you know, I find it hard to be me, because I don't really know what a me is. So, and then I started thinking about how there's this idea in self-improvement circles that you are the average of the 5 people you hang about with the most. There's probably a better way of saying that. Oh my god, these eyes are derpy as fuck. They will need to be mirrored in my next attempt at this. So, if people are the average of the 5 people they hang about with, right, that helps create a sense of self, which is important for people like me who don't have a sense of self. But at the moment, because of the virus that shall not be named, we're in lockdown, we're not able to socialise with people as much as we used to. Who am I if I'm not with people? You know, it's I don't know if that's making sense or not. But it's things I've been thinking about, and I wrote a blog post which I'll probably publish later on. I'm gonna. I mean, it's not like it's a proper piece of like writing or anything, so like I don't have to worry too much about it, like how it comes out. How it comes out, it comes out how it comes out. You know. It is what it is. Look, I don't know. It's hard. I mean, I'm an introvert naturally, and I spend a lot of time on my own, which probably isn't healthy. It's probably part of the reason I'm so thingy just now. But oh god, I think I'm really gonna have to mirror that. Oh Jesus, that's way off. But I think it's the right shape. Okay, apart from the derpy eyes, I think that's okay. I think we're okay. Apart from the ooh ooh derpy eyes, I've gotta take it to paradise. Okay, the eye, we can worry about that later when I do the final inks. But just now I think that's okay. Next we'll make an archive for the ones I'm not using so I don't get confused. Okay, let's change the fair bit. Cool. Or 5. Layer. New layer. Base. And we will go to the gouache. Will we experiment with the gritty? Let's experiment with the gritty. Okay, this is just a big experiment. I've no idea how it's going to work out. And that is okay. Right, so if we put the sketch on top. Right. So we pick this colour, that's the base, and then if we go back to bonus gritty, and no, not edit, layer, new layer, dark one. So if we want to go a wee bit darker, cool. Hmm. Oh, I've got a wee itchy eye. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh. Right, okay, so yeah, layer, and we'll call this one dark 2. Before we move on to dark 2, we are going to do a bit of eraser work on dark 1. So, as special effects, brushes, try me do, special effects, oh gosh, mega pack, erasers. Oh my god, my eye's so itchy right now. Oh, that is really uncomfortable. I really enjoy using the eraser to kind of like reveal colour underneath. I think it's kind of cool. It's not really something I ever got the hang of doing in traditional media. I mean, I tried it for a while on a couple of older paintings, but I just couldn't really get it to work properly. But this, I mean, it's not perfect, it's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it's a learning process, which is kind of cool. Cool. Right. View, fit on screen. Okay. So I think I'm not, it's not that I think I'm going to call it quits. I am going to call it quits for today. So thank you very much for keeping me company. I really appreciate it. As it says in my About Me page, this is me being held accountable for doing my artwork. It's my alarm telling me it's 12 o'clock. So it's good. I appreciate it. It's really nice. Like having this regular work schedule, and when people pop in and say hi and we have random chats and stuff, I really like that. I like having the space to just talk about things that come off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm really grateful for this. So thank you very much for joining me today. I'll be back on again tomorrow. I'm going to be continuing working on my my bullet journal page for March. Took me a moment to remember what it was I was doing. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go using this technique. Well, not this technique, but these brushes. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but that's okay. That's why I start doing this early, so that I will have it finished in time for March. Yeah, so thank you very much. If you want to follow me, I'm on most social media as littlewolfgoat, and I also have a website, littlewolfgoat.com. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Bye.